Thanks, Count Corl. I want to raise with the Taoiseach the very serious issue of long COVID, which I fear will be a pressing issue for our health service and our societies in the coming years. Figures suggest that on a worldwide basis, well over 10% of people who get COVID suffer some form of long COVID, and a minority of those suffer a very severe form of long COVID that can continue for many, many months, even potentially years, with quite severe symptoms. I met a man, for example, in campaigning to save the Tallaght long COVID clinic, which was thankfully saved, a man, Pete Brennan, who was suffering from very severe fatigue, memory loss, shortness of breath, was having a huge impact on his life, and there's many other people like that affected. So we're going to need to invest in long COVID clinics right across the country. I asked the Minister for Health in a parliamentary question a month ago about how many people in Ireland have long COVID. He referred it to the HSE, and the HSE answered saying the HSE does not currently hold information centrally on the numbers of patients affected by long COVID. I have to say I found it quite astounding. We can't manage what we don't measure. If we don't know how many people have long COVID, how does the government, the state, know where to put the resources, how much resources to put in, and so on? That doesn't make any sense. Does the Taoiseach agree that we need to start collecting that data centrally?
In terms of Deputy Murphy and long COVID, it's a fair point that, again, that information isn't held centrally, although I think we have to bear in mind the intensity of pressure on the health services during COVID, and even more so after COVID, because of the fact that so many people have come back, as COVID receded, in terms of the manifestations of a whole range of conditions, delayed diagnosis. So there's been a lot of pressure on emergency departments, but also pressure on the basic level of services since the ending of the emergency phase of the pandemic. And I do think we need a clear focus on long COVID, and yes, in time to get a central register of people who have that condition, because that would inform better practice and better protocols around treating that condition, and would enable a more informed allocation of resources also to the health service and a better focus on that. And I'll engage with the Minister for Health in relation to that.